What is going on, everybody? It is Mike Charlotte once again coming at you on my website, MikeJCOnWrestling.com. And today I am going to be discussing my predictions, my thoughts on everything taking place this Saturday night on the AEW pay-per-view, All Out. I'm going to break down all the matches and all the storylines leading up to these matches, as well as discuss what I think is going to happen next in these feuds if they do continue. And I am very excited about this pay-per-view. Anybody who has been following me has seen my criticisms of certain things that AEW does. But there are a lot of things that they are doing right, and a lot of them are leading into this pay-per-view. And I'm going to discuss them, and as I said, break down all the matches. So, let's get right to it. And the first match, which has been announced to be on the buy-in, which is their pre-show, it is Brit Baker making her return after being injured since June, taking on Big Swole in a match called a tooth and nail match. Now, apparently, from what I've heard, from what I've gathered from, apparently, this match is a Falls Count Anywhere match that's taking place in a dentist's office. And Tony Khan said himself that is going to be a cinematic style match. Now, part of me thinks that the reason for that is because Brit isn't 100% from her healed from her injuries yet, and this feud has been going on for a long time. Ever since Brit got hurt and she was appearing on TV nonstop, in a wheelchair with Rebel as her manager, or whatever she is to her, assistant. She has done a lot of good work character-wise, obviously not being able to do a lot of work in ring-wise. My concern is that they might do too much in the fact that it's a cinematic match and it might come out bad. I hope that isn't the case, because both of these ladies are very good at what they do. This is actually the only women's feud really going on in AEW, and I was kind of surprised that they put this on the buy-in and not on the main card, because there is one match in particular that, in my opinion, should not be on the main card, and we will discuss that directly after this match. But I expect Brit to win. With everything that's been going on since Brit's been hurt, and Big Swole and her kind of having all of these back and forths, and Brit recruiting people to fight her for her, and Big Swole coming out on top pretty much every single time that was the case, Brit Baker is most probably going to win this match. It's the only result that makes sense, especially considering it's taking place in a dentist's office, which Brit Baker is. Supposedly it's taking place in her dentist's office, which is, I mean, why not, right? If she's a dentist, you have the use of it, I guess. Like I said, I hope the match goes well. I want Brit to win just because she needs to move forward, and if she is ready to come back, I would like to see her in an extended feud with Hikaru Shida. I think it's time, especially if she's ready to go. As I said in the past, I have been very critical of the AEW women's division because there's been a lot to be critical about, and I am not mincing my words there. It's been bad, and the entire time that Brit has been injured, she has remained on the top 5 rankings. That's how bad the women's division is right now. Somebody who was injured for 3 months was on the rankings the entire time. That's a problem. But I've said in the past, they need to do something to make it better. I think that this match with Brit winning would be a step in the right direction, because Brit needs to move on from this thing with Big Swole, and obviously they have big plans for Brit. And I don't know, with Big Swole, who knows what they have planned for her going forward, but I don't think it's a title shot right now. But yeah, this feud definitely has to end here, and I hope that it does, with Brit winning. Alright, so moving on to the next match, and this is the match that, to me, should be on the pre-show, because it is 100% pointless, and I hate it. Because we're getting this match instead of a TNT Championship match, which is really annoying. We're getting an 8-man tag. The Dark Order members Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson taking on the team of Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. Now, this feud has not been great. I have enjoyed the Dark Order somewhat more recently than usual. They've started to actually win matches and not continue to be a joke. Brody Lee, as we all know, destroyed Cody, won the title from him, and I just think that this should be a title match. I don't understand why we're getting this 8-man tag for the, honor of Cody. I don't like it. I mean, if you wanted Dustin Rhodes in this match so bad, you could have just gave him a TNT title match. Sorry if I said TV title. It's basically the same thing. TNT title, TV title. Same exact premise. But yeah, I don't agree with this. They drove home the fact that Cody is going to be out for a while, and the reason they wrote him off is because he is filming something, and so they did the injury angle, and the Dark Order attacked Cody, they attacked Brandy, they attacked Dustin, they attacked QT Marshall, but those guys are still active. Brandy and Cody are gone for the now. I don't agree with this booking, and Matt Cardona was not present at all. We saw him that one week where he helped Cody against the Dark Order, and then he had that tag team match against the Dark Order, and then he was gone, and then he just randomly appeared during the Dark Order celebration, which was completely random. And even though, yes, he's Cody's friend, I get that, but he should have been there the whole time if you're going to include him in this. And Scorpio Sky is just there randomly. He's not even involved with the Nightmare family, so he's just there because, and that doesn't make any sense either. With that said, I think the momentum for the Dark Order needs to continue here, and they need to win. I hope that this leads to a singles feud of some kind for Brody Lee. I again don't understand why the TNT title is not on the line on this show. It's ridiculous to me, and this match should be on the pre-show and not the Brit versus Big Swole match, because this match is completely pointless. But yeah, the Dark Order should win here, continue the momentum that they have going now, and continue to get Brody more wins, and hopefully get him into a singles feud with somebody. I don't know who. I mean, I assume it's somebody in this group, but like I said, I don't know why he's not facing Dustin one-on-one on this show. I don't know why he's not facing Scorpio Sky one-on-one in this show. I mean, it could still work, like I said, even though he has no affiliation with the Nightmare family at all, and he shouldn't even be here. The same, I mean, Matt Cardona, you could have gave him a TNT title shot. I mean, he didn't even get one. He just showed up 1 week to help Cody. So, yeah, I don't agree with the booking of this match, but the Dark Order's going to win it. So moving on from that, the next match I'm going to discuss is the Casino Battle Royal. The winner to receive a future AEW World Championship match. Now, this match was supposed to take place at Double or Nothing. As we all know, that was at the early stages of the situation that we're all living in now, so they guess they didn't think it was right to have a battle royal. So they had a ladder match. And that match was way better than anything they could do in this match. The few times that they've done the Casino Battle Royal, I have not liked it. I used to think that the concept was different because it wasn't your generic Battle Royal, but this match does not it's not the right match. They could have just had the ladder match again, and I would have preferred that. There's, as we all know, they usually do 21 entrants, and as of right now, there's 17 entrants announced, so I'll go through them. Darby Allin, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, the Lucha Brothers, Butcher and Blade, Eddie Kingston, Shawn Spears, Billy, Austin Gunn, Jake Hager, Santana and Ortiz, the Best Friends. And that's everybody announced so far. So that leaves 4 entrants open for surprises. Now, picking a winner for this match is damn near impossible, because with those 4 entrants that we don't know of, it's very likely that one of those people could win. Because if you look at the list of people that are announced, none of them really deserve a world title shot, because none of them have really done anything. Darby Allin had a title shot just recently, so he shouldn't get another one. Lance Archer has just been beating jobbers and not really doing anything important. Brian Cage hasn't done anything since losing to Jon Moxley. Ricky Starks has kind of been on a roll, but is he really ready for a world title shot? Pentagon and Phoenix, they should remain a tag team for now. Butcher and Blade, they're always going to be a tag team. Eddie Kingston is interesting. I could see him possibly winning, because that would be new, and him versus Moxley would be a hell of a match. Shawn Spears, it's pretty simple, isn't going to win. Even though he's been on quite the roll recently on AEW Dark, he's been winning a lot of matches. I just don't see him winning here. Billy and Austin Gunn are just there. Austin Gunn is clearly not ready yet. That's why they're not really doing anything with him. Billy Gunn is just there to fill a spot. Jake Hager, nobody wants to see him in the world title picture after the match he had with Moxley a few months ago. Santana or Ortiz, they're not going to win a singles title. Chuck and Trent aren't going to win a singles title as long as they're together. So that brings us to one of the 4 surprise entrants. And obviously we have no idea who those surprise entrants could be. It could be somebody that's in AEW that we haven't seen in a while. It could be somebody who's new to AEW. Or it could be somebody from NWA, because now they have a partnership with NWA. If I had to pick somebody of the people that are announced, I'm going to pick Eddie Kingston. Or, everybody else just doesn't seem likely to me. It's going to be either Eddie Kingston or Brian Cage, I think. But Brian Cage, as I said, already had a title shot, so alright, so I'll pick 3 of the people that are already announced. I'm going to go either Eddie Kingston, Brian Cage, or Lance Archer. One of those 3. Everybody else, it just doesn't fit. And if it's not one of those three, it's going to be one of those four people that are not announced. And I can't even fathom a guess as to who those four people could be. Because, as I said before, it could be anybody. It could be somebody new to AEW who's never been there. It could be somebody from NWA. It could be somebody who's already on the roster that we haven't seen in a long time. Nobody knows. So, it's hard to say. But, I mean, I'm going to assume that one of those surprise entrants is probably going to win. So the next match that I'm going to discuss is Chris Jericho taking on Orange Cassidy for the third time. But this time, it is in a Mimosa Mayhem match. And the rules of this match are: you can win by pinfall, submission, or throwing your opponent into a tank of mimosa. Now, this feud, when it first started, I loved it. I loved everything about it. I thought it was great that Jericho was putting Orange Cassidy over in any way possible that he could. Even when he beat Orange Cassidy, he still made Orange Cassidy look good. And then they wrestled again, and that match was even better, and Orange Cassidy won. And I just didn't need a rubber match out of these two. I understand why they're doing a rubber match, but I just didn't need it. And everything leading up to this match, I have not been that much of a fan of, because I really think that this feud peaked when Orange Cassidy finally beat Jericho on that episode of Dynamite. That was the perfect ending to this feud. And I did not think that it needed to go on for another month leading to this match. And this match idea is not great because it's very predictable. It's very obvious that Jericho is going to lose either by pinfall and then gets thrown into the tank, or lose by getting thrown in the tank. They would not be doing this match for Orange Cassidy to lose. And again, like I said, the feud needs to end here. Both of these guys are great, and like I said, the feud peaked when Orange Cassidy beat Jericho. And I just don't need it anymore. I think it's time for both of these guys to move on from here. I mean, I assume that Jericho's going to be doing something with Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson is supposed to fight in a couple of weeks, so I don't know. They keep bringing his name up here and there, acknowledging the fact that Jericho and him had an altercation. I don't know. Orange Cassidy, I don't know where he's going to go from here either, but he's going to, like I said, he's going to win this match, and he's going to be coming out of this match with a lot of momentum. So does that put him in world title contention? Does that put him at the top of the rankings? I don't know. I think he would be a good feud for Brody Lee, but obviously Brody Lee's probably going to continue feuding with the Nightmare family for the time being until Cody comes back, I would assume. So I don't know. Either way, I think Orange Cassidy will be winning here. It's gonna be a match. I'm not looking forward to that match in particular. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, it's just not the match that I am excited about anymore. Like I said, I love both of these guys, and I was super excited when they first started feuding, but the feud should have ended, and that's why I kind of soured on the feud. So moving on from that, the next match we're going to discuss is Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, taking on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Now, this match was just put together this week when Matt and Nick lost the gauntlet match to earn tag title shots. they announced a 8-man tag where the winners of that 8-man tag would face each other at the pay-per-view, and the Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks were that team. I've seen these two teams work before, and they always work well. Obviously, Luchasaurus is amazing at what he does. He's so agile for a guy his size. Jungle Boy is a star in the making, and he keeps getting better every time he enters the ring. And they're facing the Young Bucks, who are arguably one of the best tag teams in the world today. And this is really, I think, just to gain some momentum towards going forward to the tag titles, I would assume, but that would mean the Young Bucks have to win. Recently, with the whole Hangman thing, which I will discuss when I get to the tag title match, they have shown more of an intense side, more of a serious side, and caring more about wins, and I think that that's going to continue here, and I think it's going to be a hell of a match, with the Young Bucks pulling off the victory, as we expect they will. The only way I could see Jurassic Express winning is if the Young Bucks go into a downward spiral because of the Hangman thing. But I don't know if that's going to be the thing that they go with here. So for that reason, I'm picking the Young Bucks to win. And I can't wait to watch that match. That match is going to be good. The next match that I'm going to discuss is a Broken Rules match, which is essentially a last man standing match between Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. And if Matt Hardy loses, he must leave AEW. Now, this feud has had some bumps in the road. This feud was going on for a while. Then Sammy Guevara got suspended, and then he came back, and these two have kind of just been going back and forth, attacking each other. Then Sammy Guevara accidentally hit Matt Hardy in the face with the chair. That was even though that was an accident, it created a good story element where Matt Hardy was losing his mind because he was hit in the face with the chair and going in and out of separate characters and just being obsessed with getting his hands on Sammy Guevara. Then they had a tables match that was cut short due to time on AEW Dynamite. The match could have been a lot better, but they kind of just threw some spots together with the time that they had left. And it wasn't definitive. It was too rushed. Matt Hardy lost that match, and that's why I think he's going to win here. Matt Hardy's not leaving. He just got to AEW in March. There's no reason why he would leave now. I think that these two have good chemistry in the ring, and I think they can put together a pretty good match. Basically, in a last man standing match, Sammy Guevara he's a star in the making as well, just like Jungle Boy has loads of potential. It's going to be a single star for years to come once he reaches his prime, because he's still not even there. He's only 26, I believe. He's got plenty of time. But yeah, I think Matt Hardy will win here. It doesn't hurt Sammy Guevara because you get a definitive winner in this feud, and they can both move on from here, and we'll see what Matt Hardy does from here. I honestly don't know what you do with Matt Hardy from here, but he's not going to lose because he's not going to leave now. He just got here. And Sammy Guevara, you can figure out something for him next after this. I would like to see him face one of the people in that battle royal, perhaps, maybe, or somebody he's never faced before. The Inner Circle kind of haven't been doing a lot together anymore. Each of them have kind of been doing their own thing. But I don't know. I don't see Matt Hardy losing here. So yeah, going on from there, the next match that I'm going to discuss is for the AEW Women's World Championship. Hikaru Shida defending against Thunder Rosa. This match, I was so excited when I heard about this match. I love Thunder Rosa. Her work in NWA and Lucha Underground, amazing. And she is such a good worker / wrestler. She's amazing. And we all know how good Hikaru Shida is. Hikaru Shida can make anybody look great in the ring. She's a constant professional. She's amazing. They're both amazing workers. And I'm very excited to see this match. I have not liked the way they built it up. The way they built it up was mostly with video packages, and they had the one stare down, which was also in a video package where they signed the contract for the match. I am very intrigued about the relationship between AEW and NWA now, because that kind of came out of nowhere. I'm kind of hoping that we can get more NWA talents in AEW, especially in the women's division, because people like Thunder Rosa and Allison Kay and Marty Bell and people that are good at what they do, women that are good at what they do, can help elevate this division, who desperately needs it. Allison Kay would be perfect for this division. Thunder Rosa is perfect for this division. Marty Bell would be good. She would be a good hand for sure. So I'm hoping that relationship is going to blossom over the time, and we'll see more NWA people, especially women, showing up in AEW. And I think Hikaru Shida is going to win here. The only glimpse that the AEW crowd got of Thunder Rosa was one match on the last Dynamite before the pay-per-view, and it was a really long, really good match with Serena Deeb. My only concern there was I thought that Thunder Rosa should have won more definitively to establish dominance, to be ready for the champion. And I just don't like that neither of these two had any interactions in front of a crowd or in the ring at all leading up to this match. I don't agree with that. Definitely don't agree with that. But this is going to be a crazy good match. And I think Hikaru Shida is going to retain here. But I would definitely, as I said before, and I will reiterate it till the cows come home, they need to blossom this relationship with NWA and keep it going, and especially use their women to elevate this division. So moving on from there, this is the match that, to me, should be the main event. It's going to be Kenny Omega and Adam Page defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood, formerly The Revival, in WWE. This match has potential to be one of the best tag team wrestling matches ever. We saw that tag team match at Revolution between Omega and Page versus the Young Bucks. This has potential to be on par, or if not better, than that match. These two teams, now, and believe me, I was one of those people that did not agree with Kenny Omega and Adam Page being a tag team. I thought they both should have stayed singles, but you could argue that this was a good direction for them because they have been able to show that they can do other things in AEW instead of going straight into singles gold territory. After Adam Page lost as the inaugural champion, he has done nothing but get better at everything, including character work. Kenny Omega and Adam Page have been... all of the Elite basically have been having like this rocky relationship from FTR from the beginning. And I have absolutely loved the storyline going into this match. Whether or not FTR or the Elite can trust each other, trust, it's been so good. And this is exactly the kind of story that makes wrestling worthwhile. This is the kind of story because you're not supposed to know where it's supposed to go. You're supposed to be on the edge of your seat. And in this feud, as well as like this long-term story that also includes the Young Bucks, where Hangman cost the Young Bucks the match in the gauntlet match because FTR made him believe that they were his friends and the Elite were not. And Adam Page just looking like completely defeated by doing so. But FTR going out of their way to say like, oh, we didn't tell you to do that. You did that on your own. And just creating turmoil within the Elite. And now Kenny Omega is kind of second-guessing Adam Page. And the Young Bucks basically kicked Adam Page out of the Elite. And like the emotion in this feud is real. And I love it. I love it so much. It's so good. And I think FTR is definitely going to win here. I think it's time to finally say goodbye to this tag team of Kenny Omega and Adam Page. And I think Kenny is going to turn on Page because everybody seems to think that Adam Page was going to be the one to turn on Kenny, but now that Adam Page is kind of in this mindset where he doesn't know who to trust, he doesn't even know if he could trust FTR, Kenny Omega is going to, if not during or after the match, finally get fed up with Adam Page, I think. And that will be the heel turn that we wanted from the Elite. It's time for the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega to be heels. I think it's time. And I think this match is going to be the catalyst to that change. I am so excited to watch this match. It's probably going to be the best match of the entire show. And I don't say that with it's going to be. It's going to be amazing. And I cannot wait to watch it. And as I said, I think FTR is going to win here. They have Tully Blanchard in their corner, so I'm sure he will play a factor. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. So, moving on from that, we have the main event. The most likely main event. It is Jon Moxley defending the AEW World Championship against MJF. And in this match, the paradigm shift, Jon Moxley's finisher, is banned. Now, if you followed my my blog and my reviews of AEW, because I now do, for a few weeks now, been doing the reviews for sltdwrestling.com, where I do the review features of AEW Dynamite every week. And I have stated in those review features that I did not love the build to this match, because they went with the whole like campaign trail thing for MJF when he should have been doing exactly what he did this past week, which was make a name for himself by being intense and doing exactly what Moxley wanted him to do, which was be on his level, be on the level of, having the intensity to win this match and showing that he can win this match. Because the whole thing that they were doing before, where he was running a campaign to be the champion and pretending to be injured, just didn't work, because it just made MJF look weak by doing so. Even though both of these guys coming into this match are undefeated, I did not like the prospect of that being the catalyst of this feud, of MJF just accusing Moxley of not being a real wrestler and just being the word he said was goon. I didn't enjoy that one. And a lot of it was just a lot of the back and forth was just MJF accusing Moxley of being something he's not, and Moxley accusing MJF of being something that he's not. And I didn't really enjoy that. It wasn't until the go-home show where, no, I didn't enjoy the match, where MJF had a lawyer and everything, and they forced the lawyer to face Jon Moxley. I didn't like that. But what I did like was the fact that MJF showed up after that match was over, after Wardlow, who has been made to look like nothing but a lackey, destroyed Moxley after that match, and then MJF finally showed some intensity and finally showed why he should be in the championship opportunity, because he took the fight to Moxley and busted him open and proved that he can fight Jon Moxley on his level. And I hated that they made this entire feud about the campaign thing and the back and forth promos and the overemphasis on the paradigm shift being banned. Because if you paid attention, Moxley hasn't won any of his championship matches with that move. He beat Brian Cage with a roll-up. He beat Brody Lee with a submission. So he doesn't need the paradigm shift to beat anyone, let alone beat MJF. So that overemphasis on that, it just didn't work for me. And I think that Moxley should have went out of his way to make that clear. He should have told MJF, like, way to go, you got the paradigm shift banned, but look at this. I didn't beat any of these people with that move. I'm just that good that I can beat anybody with anything. And the fact that they overlooked that kind of hurts the feud to me, because that dynamic of the paradigm shift being the reason why he could possibly lose doesn't work and doesn't make sense. So the fact that that's what they're doing just took me out of it a little. Like I said, it wasn't until this past week when MJF finally took the fight to Moxley where I was finally on board and they finally sold me a ticket. Now, I don't think MJF is going to win, because I think that there's more of a story in MJF getting his first loss and him probably blaming Wardlow for it. Even though Wardlow probably won't even be involved in the decision, it's possible that he will be. But it's been very obvious to me from the beginning that Wardlow and MJF were not going to be a duo for very long. Wardlow is a very big guy who really, he lost his first match because he had to face Cody just to get MJF to face Cody. And that kind of hurt him from the get-go, and then he's just been nothing but a lackey ever since. So part of me thinks that that's where MJF is going to go from there. He's going to probably blame Wardlow, and that's going to lead to them feuding. And that's fine, because MJF doesn't need the title right now. he's very young. He has a lot of time. And this would be his first singles loss in his entire AEW run to this point. And I don't think that it's that big of a deal, or it's that bad of a thing for him to lose here. Because especially if he brings the fight to Moxley and they have a hell of a match, which I hope they do, because Moxley can go. We all seen how good Moxley is in New Japan and AEW in this past year. And this match should be pretty good. But MJF is not going to win. Moxley is going to retain. Going on from here, I don't know who Moxley will face next. I assume maybe it'll be somebody from that Battle Royal. Whoever that is. I haven't really liked, and I've said this in the past as well, AEW really needs to explain their whole ranking system, because we've seen Darby Allin get numerous championship matches, and numerous times he was not ranked number 1 when they did that. The last time that Darby Allin got a title shot against Jon Moxley, which was practically a month ago now, he was ranked number 5. I think AEW needs to explain why the 5th ranked person got a title shot before the number 1 ranked person. But yeah, I don't think that MJF is going to win here, but I look forward to this match, especially other than the tag team match. Probably the 3 matches that I'm looking most forward to are the tag team title match, this match, and the women's title match. Those 3 matches have the potential to all steal the show. And I'm very excited to see what MJF can do against Jon Moxley. So that's going to do it for me, guys. That's every match taking place this weekend at AEW All Out. And I hope that everybody enjoys the show like I expect we will. It's going to be some good wrestling, and I can't wait. I can't say this enough. Cannot wait for that tag team title match. So that's going to do it for me. Continue to support me. If you have been supporting me, continue to support me. I really appreciate that. You can follow me on Twitter at MikeJC821, and continue to look out for more writings, more audio like this, as well as the review features on sltdwrestling.com, because I will be doing that every week. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks, and enjoy the show.